Welcome! NTF,
We
we judge.
judge.
Okay, so already talked about the girl struggles, then it's time for us to talk about the masculine side of the struggle also. Uh,
Yeah.
I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm so dead in this particular cast.
Just like you said just now, boys are dumb.
Boys are
So
dumb. I'll be frank. I was one of the dumb ones as well.
you're welcome. I'm taking credit.
I mean, you do deserve. You deserve a thank you, lah. Of course. I mean, I wouldn't be here without your support also. So, right.
And you reach out first, eh?
It's mutual, okay? It was mutual. We both benefited.
Okay.
We are both growing. That's what's most important. And we believe so
Hey.
that you can too.
We believe you can grow. So
Alright. Anyways, so we'll probably start with the girls' expectations for guys. I mean, let's be honest, more often than not, we
Yeah.
come across, oh, I want my guy to be this tall. This guy has to be certain body type. Okay. And then I want this guy to know how to cook, know how to drive, got stable job, this and that. Like, girl, the same as the song lah. We ain't build a bitch lah.
Okay, first of all, I have for me, just to debunk, okay? For me, I do agree that like having a guy which is tall as my boyfriend would be nice. But it doesn't it's not a must. You know, it's just like
Yep.
a bonus for me.
Yep.
So yeah. I don't but yeah, most of girls do have this kind of
There's not much of a
expectation. So
debunk, more of a sharing. Of
yeah.
your personal- I mean, of course,
Edvo debunks herself.
yeah. To that extent, yes. Knowing that it's just a preference and that it doesn't really matter overall in the bigger picture or bigger scheme of things. Yes, that's perfectly healthy and all.
Mhm.
Though, in comparison, like guys, we always say, "Oh, I like the big pedonkers." You know, I like my girl petite. Yeah, all those kind of stuff. I want a big booty. All fun and games until you actually meet someone. It's like, you know what? I can drop all of them. You good, my girl. You know, that
Yeah.
sort of things as well.
Yeah.
On the contrary, girls are more likely to have that higher expectation. Of course, supported by the fact that evolutionary girls will pay a higher risk to be engaged, you know, in that sense. Yeah, because like getting pregnant is quite disadvantageous in a sense for a female. Because 9 months 9 months you are practically rendered
Yeah.
less mobile than usual, a lot of suffering,
Agreed.
you know, those kind of stuff. So naturally, of course, it's normal to have that high expectation when it comes to having a partner.
Yeah.
And we probably won't go into flings, we just go for the long term
Yeah.
monogamous type because we are a little bit more traditional on this podcast.
Yeah. But then I feel like it's fine to have those expectations.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Just don't really stick to it.
Don't be too strict.
Don't be too strict, yeah. Because sometimes, like you mentioned, when you come to that right person, you really don't care about it anymore. It's just
Yeah.
like they are right for me.
Most importantly, I think what we should look out for is to be complementary and
Oh,
willing
yes.
to work and commit towards a common enough goal.
Definitely.
Yeah, so I think that's the best way to put things in a very, very simple context.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's one of the struggles that guys unfortunately have to go
Face.
through
Yeah.
a lot of times. And then I mean, like how earlier we talked about the wooing of the girls. You know, I don't want to go into simping, but in terms of wooing, yes, most guys, and naturally we are more accustomed to, or in a sense, we have to woo a girl, right?
Yeah.
So more often than not, guys would go a little bit above and beyond for the most part, especially early on. So
Yep.
we like try our hardest, but that's not how girls work in a sense, because girls would have to build that trust and
Yes.
that vulnerability
Yep.
towards the guys.
Definitely.
Guys are more so like a little bit like impatient in a sense, like they want to get a label out of the situation.
Yeah.
Like I want to pin you down in a sense.
In a way, it's a bit like, you know, how my mom used to say, the difference between a girl and a guy are answering single response questions. Like a girl will be like taking their time to go through all the options, like, oh, this seems right too, but that one also seems right, whereas a guy would just be like, oh, this one, then just mark it and move on.
Yes,
They
yes.
don't. And ultimately, sometimes girls will make a mistake even though they consider so much. So sometimes you really do have to, like, it's like, don't really, you can just see the difference between a guy and a girl in that way.
To some extent, I have to agree on that.
Yeah,
To
so
some
like
extent, yeah.
guys usually, I notice, like, boys usually,
More straightforward, clear cut.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
in a predatorial sense, like it's either go or die.
yeah.
Like you have to hunt. So in a similar fashion, it's like you gotta mate or die. So
Yeah.
in that biological aspect of things, not the best way to describe it, but
Yeah.
that's like a tendency guys have, and I'm probably guilty to some extent also
Oh, yeah.
of it.
Definitely.
Yeah. So I mean, it's also somewhat of a cultural societal thing also.
Yeah.
Because if you don't do it, the chances of you succeeding becomes like exponentially lowered
Yes.
to some degree, to some sense.
Yes.
And it becomes hard every now and then also, which leads on to my third point, being that like once the guy kind of knows like, okay, this is kind of hopeless for me, I'll have to move on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's where things can get complicated if the girl they are talking to, again, LGBTQ is perfectly normal, and
Yeah,
we're just talking about
definitely.
the conventional
Relationships.
relationship. Yeah, that's when probably the girl starts to have a good enough rapport, but the guy doesn't feel that what do you call that, the initial reciprocation that he's
Yeah.
trying to get.
Mm-hmm.
Then that's when a guy loses interest, and then we have to move on, and then we sometimes may get titled playboy. Of course, the actual playboys are
Those who
horrible,
cheat
horrible,
on
horrible
other
people.
people, yeah.
Exactly. No one should ever be a playboy, and no one deserves to meet one,
Yeah.
to be one or to meet one.
Yeah.
And it's not a good thing, man.
Mhm.
Don't play around like that. But yeah, still, it becomes a point where, because it's hard to keep consistently commit at that sort of momentum
Yes.
or that level, and understandably it's not healthy also. Like
Mm.
when you go to a toxic level, it, at least to my understanding and my definition of simping, that's not about right.
Yeah.
You should never do that, because how long can you put this up with? It's not gonna last forever.
Yeah.
You want someone who is complementary to your energy and to
Mm.
your type of give and take scenario.
Yes.
Because everyone's give and take is different also. So you have to find someone that's more complementary to your style.
I feel like it's more important to look for complementary than similar.
Yes.
I feel that you can be similar, but then you complement each other.
Exactly.
But
different enough to complement, similar enough to bond.
yeah, so can't I don't really think you should look for someone who's exactly like you.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially if like you're an introvert, like introvert, then you have nothing to say.
I mean, introvert can. It's just like
Just a lot less talking, I guess. Do you think so?
No, not necessarily, because we're both introverts here and we still complement.
Oh, of course.
Yeah,
that is
so
true.
again, it really depends. So I mean, because you say introvert, because it's too broad of a spectrum,
Yeah.
so it becomes like less relevant
Yeah.
in a sense,
I guess it's more like case by case lah. It's really case by case. Yeah.
Yeah, but more so finding a complementary one is more important.
Yep.
Again, back to our discussion regarding
Uh-huh.
this. It's like going in or none type of thing.
Mm.
It's not in a girl's nature to say to commit just as well as a guy, because
Yeah.
again, the risk they run for being pinned down by a mate is higher, and with a higher risk, they cannot take it.
Yeah.
It's not beneficial for them or for the biological aspect of this organism. as so politically scientific as we go.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, this is another problem guys unfortunately face, and that guys should probably take it easier when they woo the girl. So you probably want to go with matching the energy that the girl is giving you, in a sense. Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, you definitely want to test the waters, poke around
Yeah.
to see how can you play around those concepts.
Mm-hmm.
Don't, I mean, like, you're not Achilles' mom. You don't dip the whole baby. You can't. That's awfully dangerous. I don't even know where the river Styx is right now.
Yeah, but
And you
then
don't get to be vulnerable. You don't get to be the hero in this
Yeah.
context. You know.
like
Uh,
try to don't just keep rushing things. Sometimes you might think that that girl might compliment you or whatever, but then ultimately as time goes by then only you will realize that certain things that maybe we are not right, so don't try to think just because she's the one then she's the one. I think it applies to girls too.
yeah. I mean, it definitely applies to girls.
Yeah.
Again, lah, masculine, feminine things.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I don't even see myself on necessarily so much on the masculine side. because
same.
we're like contra the regular population
Yeah.
in some sense. But then again, this is why we're on a podcast.
Yeah.
We're sharing different opinions.
Exactly.
And talking on behalf of each other. But yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyways, moving on. What was my next point again? Oh boys, I mean honestly it's been a long day. It's been a long day.
Yeah, but we were just talking about how guys should slow down.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So the next one, what else was there that you as a guy see when you like problems of
Oh yeah, emotional intelligence. I remember now. I was like, it's on the tip of my tongue, but I can't really mention it. You know. But
okay.
But yeah, emotional intelligence. One thing that guys really need to step up their game. Like how you mentioned in the previous one. Like
Uh-huh.
guys don't really pick up on the cues and stuff.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, naturally again, I feel like I run too much facts sometimes, but then again, it's me.
It's
It's
a
an arcade
TJ
thing.
thing, yeah. So
Yeah, it's an arcade thing.
no, but then at the same time, facts exist for a reason,
Yeah,
right?
facts exist for a
So
reason. And then sometimes when you know the facts, then you can play around it. You know,
Definitely.
like how you know the law and you find the loophole. Hey.
yay!
Okay.
do not copy what we just said. So,
I mean it depends.
but then anyways,
yeah. So, emotional intelligence, yes. Most guys, of course, with the current era, 21st century,
Yeah.
mental health and this kind of guys being vulnerable is a good thing.
yeah,
Though emotional intelligence is something that is a bit hard to grasp, both
Oh,
guys and girls, but
yeah.
even most of the guys.
yeah,
Because evolutionary speaking, we are more like problem solvers in a sense. Because again, predator problems.
Yes.
You it's hard. It's go or die type of thing.
yeah,
Hunt or die, mate or die.
yeah,
So it's one of the two. So in terms of emotional intelligence, we are always more straightforward. Again, like how we describe, we answer questions. Problems have to be solved in a masculine sense.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's sometimes not easy for males to understand emotional
Intelligence.
intelligence or more so emotional conversations, I would say. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah,
term I
emotional
would- or
conversations.
emotional conversation, because guys don't usually grow up in a sense like, oh, how are you feeling? Like how are you feelings? Most guys tend to think of feelings and thoughts. They confuse them both.
Yeah.
Like, how are you feeling? Oh, I feel like I am this.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's not a feeling, that's a thought. If I'm feeling,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, I'm feeling tired, I'm feeling
Yeah.
hungry, I'm feeling exhausted. Those are feelings.
Yep.
I feel like I'm not doing my best. That's not a feeling, that's a thought.
Yep.
So guys tend to confuse this up, and I'm definitely guilty of this
Yeah.
back then.
Back then.
Back then, I at least I like to say I'm better now.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, definitely. So, again, because of this, guys can sometimes fall into the trap of putting this thought process onto a female, or to project that and to expect the female to think the same way as well. And so when females preferably use emotional, or okay, maybe not the right word, but when it comes to an emotional conversation that the female wants,
Mhm.
guys tend to struggle because it doesn't make sense. Why are we talking about emotions? Because emotions will pass. You know,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. Of course, it's
Yeah.
not healthy,
Mm-hmm.
and guys should definitely know better about it.
Yeah.
So it's a really steep learning curve for the most
Oh
part.
yes.
Guys should at least hang out with more female friends, I would say, because once you adapt to that, then it becomes a little bit more easier. Because of course we are always learning, and everyone is different in some form, some way, some sense.
Yeah.
And every girl's emotional conversation definitely differs
Oh.
one way or another.
Yeah.
Again, so you want to find someone who's complementary, and so how would you want to better yourself to better complement your romantic
Yeah.
partner, or at least your romantic interest if you're not that lucky yet?
Yet.
Myself included, lah.
Oh, me too. So
Yeah, but yeah, it's always a try and error process, of course.
Oh.
But more so, how do I better myself to better complement someone that
Yeah.
I am interested in?
yeah. I think another fun fact is that
Yeah.
you know, in a relationship, you are not just working only on feelings to
Yeah.
the girls. To the girls, you're not only running on feelings. It's really all about complementing each other, trying to, you know, make up for whatever shortcomings that you have,
Yeah.
and whatever, you know, it's a dance.
Oh, yeah.
It's a dance. It's more of a dance than just, you know, just going along with it. So
It's not so much a march, you know, like an
Yeah,
army
yeah.
march, more like a dance.
yeah, so like it takes two to tango, you know. You need to work with your partner as well. So yeah.
It's like lion dance.
If you know, you know.
Hey,
Hey,
I mean,
hashtag
Chinese New Year is around the-
Chinese New
yeah,
Year.
Chinese New Year is around the corner. So yeah, honestly, lion dance. Like both the head and the tail are two separate people.
Yeah.
But though the both of them coming into a good enough complement becomes a very well done and well acted lion dance. So yeah, takes two to tango, takes two to lion dance.
So that's the Asian version of
That's
it.
the Asian version. It takes two to tong tong chiang.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, for the most part, that's like the general aspect that guys tend to struggle with. You know? Yeah. They struggle with societal expectation.
Yeah,
they struggle
definitely.
with the feminine expectation of the masculinity side of things. And then this is how we just kind of elaborate it out. So, yeah, step up your game.
I mean, like, understandable, like, how society used to deem like, oh, men shouldn't be
Yeah.
too emotional, they should keep their emotions. And of course, I understand also that it takes time to learn to actually understand your own emotions. Like, just like what Akai said, that you should interact more with females, then you will be able to like get the
hang of it.
hang of it. Yeah.
Practice makes perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. Anyways, in TF,
We judge.
bye bye.